eventually you will get a sweet present from us, and it will not be pierogi. It will be something long and hard.
All the patch notes they went over. All right, so they added the customs expansion. It adds about 30% more to the map. Freaking it's a giant addition to customs. So now instead of the elbow and having that choke point that they had, now you can go around it and not have to worry about it. They had a little YouTube video about the customs expansion. There's a freaking turret attached to it. It's a nice big area. You can now get into some other maps. They added the new scav boss, Senator. He's going to be around shoreline, and it looked like from the video the village and pier are two of the places that he can spawn. This is just talks about his past. They added more quest lines. They added more quests on shoreline, which I'm sure this goes along with the boss quest line, because you have to kill like all the bosses: Killa, Rashala, Gluhar, Sturman. So the new quest on shoreline probably most likely evolves around Senator. There's now a system reporting for suspicious players at the end of the match. So at the end of the match, you'll be able to be like, okay, I think this guy, was hacking or cheating. Also, unacceptable nicknames is really cool too. There's been a lot of really racist and just crazy names that unacceptable nicknames is really good. I think we need to get some of them out of there. There is now this right here is one of like the most game-changing things to me, because this is going to affect everybody, no matter what map you're on, no matter what the hell you do in this game. This is going to affect you, even offline. If you have offline scavs, it's going to affect you more than almost any other change for the most part, because even if you don't use the new stuff, you're going to run into scavs. It's just going to happen. So bots can now pick up items. So if like, I don't know what the specifics are for it, but bots picking up items is insane. Think about a late game raid where you're just like, you know what, I just want to get out. But look, if there's a scav over there and he picked an item up off of a place that can have a lot of good loot, like in Ollie, there's a lot of scavs over by that backside of Ollie. What if they picked up that propane you needed? What if they picked up that gasoline can they needed? Like, that's going to make me go after those scavs more as the game progresses. So that is pretty game changing. Improved AI behavior when they see bodies. So now they'll probably get alerted when they see dead bodies, or they'll think it's like a hostile area. Bots can now pick up a second firearm from bodies. So this is also a big change, right? Because one of the ways I would tell people a scav from a player is if they see a second firearm on their back, that's a big tell that it's a player versus a scav. Now you don't even know. Now you don't know at all. AI can now greet each other or player scavs, showing their peaceful intentions. So before, I mean, they would talk to you every once in a while and be cool. Bots will eat and drink when in peaceful mode. AI will perform a mag check when in peaceful mode. So whenever they're chill, you'll hear them check their mag. You'll hear them eat. You'll hear them drink. They do carry a lot of food and water on them, so they'll do that now. Bots can check someone for friend or foe by aiming at him for some time if they're not sure of one's intention. So if they think you're going to fire at them, they will scope in at you. I know there was a lot of people who were like, "Oh my God, that person scoped in at me. I thought they were a player." When it was a scav. Now they're going to do it more often and actually scope in at you. Bots will sprint while patrolling if they consider the spot being dangerous. Me and Thumper ran into something like this the other day. It's just crazy. It freaked us the hell out when we heard that scav running back and forth. We thought it was a player. Scavs will be able to storm the player as a group if he's holding a position and attacking them. So now say you're on reserve and you're in a tower shooting scavs, they will now storm you as a group versus coming at you one at a time like they used to do. AI will try to avoid dangerous places if possible. New weapons. 2 brand new weapons being added this patch. We now have a grenade launcher. It is not an underbarrel like we thought it was going to be. It's actually a standalone grenade launcher. All the grenades, the cartridges are all stacked separately. So like you can only hold one in one slot, one in one slot, one in one slot. There was like 4 different ammo types for that. And then of course we're getting added another shotgun. They said that the grenade launcher and the grenade launcher ammo is going to be extremely expensive. So be aware of that as you're going in. They added more ammo. They have the 3.66 APM, which is a armor piercing round for the 3.66. He said that it could do about like 90 damage and 45 pen, which in my opinion, that is a ridiculously strong round, being as some of the things that do 90 damage, like the Rip, I think does like 160, but it has like what, like 10 pen. So if you even it out a little bit more, it's 45 can penetrate class 4 over 80% of the time, and then 90 damage. That could take out a chest. That's an instant headshot kill unless they're wearing like an Alton or a Vulcan. Instant headshot kill. I mean, that's like most rounds though, but the 3.66 used to not have very good ammo. Now this puts it up to be pretty well up there with some of the other high class ammos. Some of this other stuff is okay. M993 was supposed to be a little bit better than the M61, so if you like using the M61, the 993 will probably be just a little bit better of a round. Might cost more though. With the new boss, they added new stimulants. They do a lot. They do a lot of different things now. And what they were showing us in the podcast is, like, I don't remember which stim it was that he took, because he took all of them, but they were jumping extremely high and far when it came to some of the stimulants they were using. The cocktail did a lot for fighting. So I'm interested to see how this goes in for when people want to, much like how everyone would use the morphine, so that way their legs, or like how you would use the gold star, the Vaseline to stop pain and stuff like that. Kind of the same thing. So it's really good. Add an additional icon network, blah, blah, blah. Container slots, windows. In the container slots window, the container tag will now be displayed in the header. So now when you double click on your container, it'll have the tag in the top little header part. All right, so they added new skills. They added surgery, they added aim drills, and then they reworked strength. They reworked endurance, which are all pretty big changes. They now increased weight limits. They increased the speed of the sprint, your jump height. They changed a lot. The surgery skill reduces hit point penalty from surgery. So if you use a CMS, it healed half. If you used a serve kit, I think he got rid of like 5. But as you get up and improve surgery speed, like, this is crazy for when you have blacked out limbs and stuff. New skill aim drills increase the speed of aiming and decrease the volume of aiming. So that way, when you snapped in, that sound it made when you aim down sight, you'll decrease the volume of that. And then the aiming speed, that's crazy. I wonder how you're going to be able to increase this. If I just got to go around quick scoping everywhere to get this aim drill up, I'm gonna get that up, because fuck it, snapping in on somebody, that could be really good. Half second of a decision right there. Increased weight limits, increased jump, reworked the strength skill. Pretty good stuff that they did. Little minor fixes that they needed to have done. Endurance skill, increased feet stamina, reduced stamina consumption for jumping, increased breath holding when ADSing, increased speed of breath recovery, and of course we have the elite. This right here is another really big change. They added 5 more hit points to the health of the chest zone. So it was 80, now it is 85. Now you will not be one shot by LPS if they hit you in the chest. It'll hurt like a son of a bun, but it will not kill you. That's probably one of the biggest changes to the nerf of the LPS ammo versus what they did to the Mosin, which wasn't really even a nerf. So now this kind of nerfed LPS. 7N1 I think can still one-shot you through the chest. So it, you know, if you want to spend the money to kill somebody, that's what you got to do now. And then there's just a bunch of optimization and a bunch of patch fixes. Rendering decals, optimized performance of the game servers, optimization of hideout sounds, minor optimizations on the first hit or shot. Because like there was a lot of people who were stuttering right when they would shoot at somebody, or they would hit somebody, they would stutter, or the game would act weird. Fixed an issue with killing the boss of a group of raiders who appeared on the scene after interacting with the trigger that was leading there to the blah 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 blah. Fix that. Bug with the post FX menu that remains on the screen after closing the settings. Yeah, these are just all fixes. As Val with the handle adapter rotor 43 is now impossible to fold. Interesting. Inability to exit the location via paid car, blah 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 blah. Bug when the receive all button bug. So yeah, this is they fixed a lot of bugs that they had going on. Fixes on the flea market. Search will be updated if you delete and add an item to the wish list. Loss of a player's nickname and rating from the offline after applying filters. The search by item option now resets the selected filters. Horizontal scroll bar in a product. Errors. Bug when buying through the flea market goods and NPC merchants. Fixed in weapon presets, displaying an indicator you have mods to build when there are no mods for the build and stash. Added an error about lack of space when purchasing preset mods. Fixed in the hideout various fixes in the Bitcoin farm. I'm actually interested on that. Authorization screen will improve the pre-order version while in the hideout. Bug when it's impossible to install a filter with 0 resource of the wall character will now be uninstalled. I had this happen to me the other day actually, so that's cool. Calculation of fuel consumption time in the generator zone. Okay, various bugs in group chat. Bugs with discharge of weapons in the stash. Spamming error. Failed to create file device. That's just a bunch of things here. Changed. It is now possible to examine items from the construction requirement screen in the hideout. So that was something, being as I reset my account and I couldn't examine the item to search for it in the flea market. So that's really cool. Add displaying the time before the bleeding effect disappears in the stash. Now, if you are not matching the raid for 45 minutes, the search will be canceled. So now if you wait 45 minutes for a match, it'll now cancel the search, which is pretty good in my opinion. I don't know who would wait 45 minutes for a match anyway. Updated SV98 animation, hold animations, running animations, updated PPSH animation, hold new animations, and then translations. So this is a massive patch in my opinion. They got customs, they got a new boss on Shoreline, they improved scav behavior, they have 2 new guns, which at least the grenade launcher is probably going to be everywhere for a while. It is expensive. The reload times is crazy. The amount of ammo that takes up space is pretty substantial also. So I think they did a pretty good job with adding it to the game, but not making it so that's all someone can use, right? Like I can shoot probably two full magazines of like Val ammo before you're able to get a second shot off of your grenade launcher. So if you miss with that first shot or it doesn't kill me, I could definitely kill you with an HK or M4A1. Like I can hit more shots than you'll be able to hit with that, especially with how much it's going to cost and area. The grenade launcher was a 2x3, so it takes up 6 spots, but you can condense the stock down so it would be a 2x2. So pretty cool. This, in my opinion, is a really massive update. There were some really cool things they could do with the stimulants. So yeah, I hope that was helpful, guys, and see you guys